Hey YouTube, it's the Paper Witch here. I've been sleeping, so I have to be kind of quiet. I was taking a nap. I've been trying to do this video all week, and I've been so busy with my sister's wedding and things like that that I just haven't had a chance. So, I got a bunch of stuff at Pagan Pride, and so I wanted to show you guys. So the first thing that I got, I was first stall I even went to. I had some jewelry and stuff, and I was disappointed because some of the jewelry there was very expensive. Like, it was definitely old silver jewelry, and the pieces really weren't heavy in any way. It was sterling, but they really weren't heavy in any way, and they were charging like anywhere between 60 and over 100 for quite a few of these pieces. So I was really disappointed. And some of the pieces even had feathers and just little eyelet hooks with feathers and for the ears, and they were charging over like $50 for those, and I was like, wow. And it was just like, the little hooks or the dangle earrings and like one or two feathers, like that was it. And they looked like the craft feathers. They weren't even like feathers. So I was a little upset with that one, because everything there was so expensive. So I was like, oh God, all the booths are going to be like that. They were not. So the next booth I went to, I was looking at all the different, there's some Native American stuff in there where the girl makes them for like a powwow dance or something, and then she had wands and all sorts of stuff. She had runes that she made, and then rune bags that matched them. They were pink runes with a pink rune bag, and I almost got it. I wish I had. Thinking back now, I'm like, because there was a set of green ones that I really was like, wow, I love those. They were green, and then the trim of them was black. They were really pretty. Oh. And the bag was just gorgeous. It was black on the outside with green on the inside. It was just beautiful. It was a gorgeous bag. And they were like silks. It was beautiful, and I didn't end up getting it. But she had some smudge vans. So, I couldn't decide which one I got. It took me about 30 minutes, and I got this one. Gorgeous. So this is a pheasant wing. She dries them herself, and they're just gorgeous. I think it's so pretty. So you just take the abalone shell, put your loose smudge, so gorgeous. I love it. Then, and this was $8. Good price. So the next thing I got, I went and they had a few different things. They did pendulums and things like that, and I almost got a pendulum. It was so pretty, and it was like peachy colors and purple and like light purples and whites, just gorgeous, and pink stones. And the pendulum was peach itself, and it swung, but it also turned and clasped into a bracelet. I was like, and I actually went to go, if I had enough at the end, I was going to get it. And I, of course, forgot. But while I was at the stand earlier that day, I got a selenite wand. And this is a good size. Like, this is my hand. Like, it's a good size selenite wand. $3. Where I live, I've seen selenite wands go for a lot more. So I'm trying to do everything in like order. I was missing something. Oh, no, I'm not. So then I went to the pamper tent. This is something I can't show you because it was something I did. And the girl there was doing Reiki. And it was 15 minutes. And you did a donation of whatever you could afford. So she was really good. I gave her a very good donation. She was amazing. I didn't have to tell her a thing, and she knew everything that I needed Reiki for. She was amazing. She used, because I'm a body worker, because I'm a massage therapist and use my hands all the time, and my hands can hurt sometimes. She took 2 fusite stones, and she put them under my palms while I was laying there, and I could feel them working, really feel them working, I had pain, and then the pain was moving down this way, moving, and then gone, right out of my fingertips, gone. It was crazy, and I could feel that when she had her hands placed here, and when she had her hands placed on my hands. So she really worked hard to do that. She did such an amazing job. Her name was Kaylee Dutton. She works out of Norwell, Massachusetts. And her place of business, I have the little thing right here. Hold on. Where is it? I just had it. Seriously, just had it. Here it is. I'm like, I had it. Kaylee Dutton works out of Phoenix Light Healing. This is her pamphlet. And specializing in human and equine energies, healing for all walks and all stages of life. And she does pets too, she said. But it doesn't quite say where she's located in Norwell. But to reach her, here's the info. So you have it. And you can also email her at kmdutton, DUTTON, @gmail.com. So the next thing I got at Pagan Pride Day was these stones. These stones are citrine. They're little beads. It's an unfinished. They're all on a string. They're all strung up, so they stay together. And they're all citrine beads. So I got that. And then I went to Diamonds and Dinos. They're called. Let me get their newsletter out. Diamonds and Dinosaurs. They're ancient. That's a booth, and they had ancient healing stones, basically. So they will be located on tomorrow, September 19th, at the 24th annual Joe Davies Folk Festival and Harvest Fair at the Soul Homestead on Soul Street in Middleborough. And what I did was I got from them, and they had some great deals. They had stones. That one side of the table was 2 for they were $2.50 or 5 for $2 each, and then the other side of the table they were $1.25 or $1 for 5 or more. So I went to that side of the table and got some really great deals. First I looked at some calcite. Got a yellow, a blue, and a green. And these are good size pieces of calcite. I mean, they're the size of my palms. I mean, they're good. This one's the size of my thumb. I mean, they're very large pieces of calcite. And I got 3 of those. I got a desert rose, which is so pretty. I love these. And I didn't get this one for any magical uses. I got this one because I really wanted one. I've always wanted them. They're so pretty. And usually where I go, they're pretty expensive. Like, they're expensive at the mall. And I got this one. It's a Dalmatian stone. Now, part of the deal for the dollar deal was they also had these and the leather strap. So I got this and then the leather strap, $1 each. And then what you do is you take them and you put them in. And you can interchange it basically. And I just bent it. Ugh. But you can interchange it and change the stone that you put in. I've had this one in here for a couple of days. I wore it a few times. And then I got an amethyst. And this amethyst was $1. And look at the size of it. I mean, do you see the size of this amethyst? I mean, it's a good size. It's bigger than those big, you know, the big masher marbles. Bigger than that. Very good size. And then the last two things I got at that booth, at Diamonds and Dinosaurs, was what the Reiki healer used on my hands. I got 2 fusite. And so, as you can see, I don't know if you can see the color. They're green. Fusite is green, so I don't know how well the color is going to show up for you. They're green. It's better. They're green, and they got a little sparkle to them. Just a hair bit, just a little sparkle to them. But fusite is great for people who work with their hands, or have carpal tunnel, or any kind of pain in your hands. That's what they're for. It's for your hands. So me being a body worker, and I work with my hands all day long, those are a good investment for myself. One of the last things that I picked up was they had smudge kits for $3. And I was looking at another booth at abalone shells that were like $15. And I was very like, wow, that's a lot of money. I found a smudge kit for $3 with an Australian abalone shell. Not a regular one, but an Australian one. Because the Australian abalone shells have greens and light greens in them. It's gorgeous. The little holes from the abalone, see? And a little bag of smudge. Loose smudge. So I got this to go with my smudge fan. And so you'll burn the smudge and you'll do this. So that's what I got it for. I got them to go together, basically. So those are all the stones, and that's everything I bought except for So I was at a book stand, and I'm looking, and there was stuff on the book stand behind me. It was another table, and they had some different, like, it had meditation rope and some spell kits, different things, you know, some statues. And then I had a whole table full of books. And I'm going through the books, and I'm going, oh, this looks like a good book. Oh, okay, Raven Gramassi. Oh, it's a good book. I like that book by Raven Gramassi. Let's see what else is here for books. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, all these books are by Raven Gramassi. And then I look over, because the lady's giggling. They're like, yes, and this is him. And there, sitting there, is Raven Gramassi himself at Pagan Pride Day. And I was very excited to meet him. He's a very nice man. He taught me about the meditation ropes, the past, present, future ropes. They taught me how to use them. You can use them with the Wheel of the Year. You can use them with the Wheel of the Year. You can use them in meditation. You tie knots in them every Sabbath if you're using them with the Wheel of the Year. Or you use them during meditation or things like that. I was very, very, very excited to meet him. He's such a nice man. The knowledge he has is incredible. And he could just, he answered all my questions. Such a nice person. And I bought a book as well, and he signed it. So I bought The Cauldron of Memory. It talks about ancestral memory, and he signed it. To Laura, with blessings of the Cauldron Light, Raven Grimassi. So thank you, Raven Grimassi, for signing my book and all the information you gave me. I truly appreciate it. I'm almost halfway through the book. It's a really good book. Very good. And this book and a lot of his other books, you have to make sure that when you read his books, you read them from cover to cover. That includes the preface, the introduction, and you can't skim or skip around, especially with this book. So if you get this book, The Cauldron of Memory, make sure you don't skip around. I'm already halfway through, and I can see that a lot of the stuff that they're talking about here incorporates stuff in the beginning of the book and in the intro and things like that. So you really need to read it cover to cover, preface and intro included. It's very important that you do. It's a very good book. Very good book. I'm very happy with it. And he was such a nice man. Just an incredible person. The energy coming off of him is amazing too. He's an amazing person. So, I think that's it. So there was I did post a video of the belly dancers, which was really cool. He had those S-shaped baton things that he was twirling, and I'm like, wow, it's amazing that guy was twirling. That was cool. And the belly dancers' outfits were awesome. I was like, wow, those are so cool. They had some musicians there, and the musicians were selling their music, and they had a booth up. And then there is a group, their community, and they do retreats. There's a retreat coming up. I think there's a retreat this weekend, but there's also a retreat in the spring. It's called, I got a little thing here. You go to earthspirit.com, and it's a great pagan community. They do open rituals and different events. And there's a retreat in the spring, and you go for 4 days. It's a 5-day retreat. Well, the first year it's 3 days. It's only half the week. But then from the second year on, it's a full week. And there's a retreat, and there's what you pay. It's like a fee. It covers your meals. It covers everything, and they do workshops, and it's amazing. I've heard. I know somebody who went to one of the retreats and is going to the one in October. There's one coming up in October. And the one in October is like $249, I think. It's right around there, $200 or $300, something like that. $299 or $399, something like that. No, I think it was $295. I forget. And I think there might still be openings for the retreat in October, so find out. And they basically are they do like a ritual, and it's just like it's a retreat weekend, and there's all this stuff they do. They do rituals and workshops and things like that. So and they just, it's supposed to be really awesome. And it's at a campground. They stay like in cabins, so which is why, and then they feed you too, which is why, there's a cost, because they cover your meals. The one in the spring, I think you can do it with the one in the spring. You can do it with meals or without meals, from what the lady was telling me. That it's cheaper if you bring your own food, but if you think about it, you're gonna end up you're probably gonna end up spending more if you end up having to bring your own food. Is the way I look at it. So like, when I go in the spring, I'm going to just gonna do the meal plan. So, and the one in the spring, children can go to, whole families can go. It is still per person, but children are free under a certain age. So, for the retreats. So, if your children are under a certain age, they're free. I forget what age. I mean, it's not like 3. It's a reasonable. It goes up to a reasonable number. So, and then I think they have a different kids fee. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that one, but the retreats are supposed to be great, with rituals and workshops. So, and it just kind of works on meditation and magical spirit, and just, so it's supposed to be really great. So, but I had fun at Pagan Pride Day. The food was good. They had some vendors. They had some rituals. They had an open ritual. Reverend Gramasti did a workshop, which I unfortunately missed. I'm so upset. I wasn't able to stay long. I had to leave about 3:00. I got called into work for an emergency. So, but other than that, I had a blast. The belly dances, the ritual in the field, in the parking lot, and it was in the field in between the parking lot and the festival, and the ritual was awesome. They did some drumming, and it was great. So it was a lot of fun. But I recommend going. There's 2 more Pagan Pride festivals in Massachusetts, one in upstate Massachusetts, and then one in western Massachusetts. And then in October, there's one in Berlin, Connecticut, on October 3rd or October 6th. It's that weekend, that first weekend. So, I believe it's a Sunday. I could be wrong, but just look up the Pagan Pride festivals. There's 2 more in Massachusetts. 1 or 2 more in Massachusetts, and 1 in October in Connecticut. Have a great day. Mary Park. Blessed be.